Good afternoon, guys. So, yesterday we were discussing about the different stages that are involved in pneumonia. So, once again, yeah, I told you there are different stages. We have stage one, wherein fluid buildup occurs because of change in vascular permeability. Eventually, what will happen? Fluid buildup occurs. Okay. There will be congestion. This is mainly occurring between day one and day two. Okay. Exudate fluid starts to collect in the area, which is very rich in protein, especially if pulmonary capillaries get damaged. What will happen is it will proceed to stage two where RBCs are moving out. That is the stage of red hepatization. Stage two, red hepatization. Here, your lung or the area which is getting affected by pneumonia starts to look like liver. Okay, fibrin may accumulate in that area and consolidation will occur. Once fibrin is accumulating in that area, once fibrin accumulates, another thing will happen. Because of consolidation, the patient will become hypoxic. The amount of oxygen that is going to that area will significantly decrease. They become much more firm, and there will be blockage to proper, functioning of your alveolus because of several alveoli actually, because of which it will start to that area will start to become hypoxic. Eventually, what will happen is RBCs will start getting destroyed. That is stage three, which is called gray hepatization. As RBC is destroyed, RBC start getting destroyed, they will assume a grayish color, and the whole stage is called stage of gray hepatization. Now, red hepatization occurs on day 3 and 4. Okay, gray hepatization occurs on day 4 to day 7. Eventually, what will happen is resolution occurs. Your body will start to resolve the problem. It will start to uh, treat the problem or cope up with the problem. That is resolution. This is occurring beyond day 8. All right. Now, what happens is essentially during resolution, whatever product of gray hepatization was left, that will be broken down. RBCs, WBC, fibrin, dead material hai, all of them either will be coughed up by the person, or else what will happen is macrophages will phagocytose these things, and you are basically trying to clear the lung so that new tissue can take its place and the lung function can resume. Now, if an alveolus is not being perfused properly, or if it's not being ventilated properly, perfusion starts getting affected. This specifically happens because of consolidation. Once fibrin starts getting accumulated in that area, think of it this way: when fibrin starts getting accumulated, lung will lose its elasticity. At least that particular region will lose its elasticity because it is becoming consolidated, and your ventilation perfusion ratio gets affected. So there is something called V by Q ratio, which is supposed to be 0.8. ये value कैसा आया? Now, in 1 minute, a general person will inhale and exhale about 4 liters of air. Okay? On an average, one person, they will inhale and exhale about 4 liters of air per minute. And in 1 minute, about 5 liters of blood, okay, gets circulated around your body. I'll repeat once again. In 1 minute, 4 liters of air is being inhaled and exhaled by an average person, and 5 liters of blood is being circulated throughout your body. Meaning, if we talk with respect to just one alveolus, okay, let us suppose we take only one particular this alveolus. Example, यहाँ पर जो capillary जा रही नीचे, let's suppose this is the capillary that is going near it. What will happen is the blood in this particular area is getting exchanged every minute. So in 1 minute, 5 liters of blood is passing through that capillary. Because if you're telling in 1 minute the whole blood is passing throughout your body, it means that new blood is coming every minute near that area. Okay? That is how you get ventilation perfusion ratio, which is 0.8. Meaning 5 liters of blood is being ventilated by 4 liters of oxygen every minute. Okay. 5 liters of blood is being perfused with 4 liters of oxygen every minute. Now what happens is, let us suppose perfusion decreases or ventilation decreases. Either way, let us suppose we start off with decrease in ventilation. Okay? Let's suppose either एक alveolus है and let us suppose either भी एक alveolus है and let us suppose either भी एक alveolus. Okay, and we have 3 sections of blood vessel like this. ठीक है, लेट अस सपोज ऐसा है एंड यहाँ पर गैस एक्सचेंज हो रहा, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एल्वियोलस को दे दे रहे, ऑक्सीजन एल्वियोलस से एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं. Okay, whatever oxygen is coming through the alveolus is entering into your blood vessel so that it can get oxygenated. Whatever carbon dioxide which is present inside your blood is being exchanged with the alveolus so that it can be exhaled out. So what happens is when pneumonia occurs, I am telling V by Q ratio falls. Ventilation perfusion ratio gets affected. How does that happen? अगर pneumonia हो रहा patient को, तो ये alveolus, let's suppose this is an alveolus which was getting affected by pneumonia. So what will happen is this will start undergoing damage. There will be edema getting collected around, okay, fluid getting accumulated around. There will be endotoxic damage, the damage due to bacteria, and this blood vessel will also start showing problems. When the alveolus is having a lot of problems, it will not be able to ventilate properly. If the alveolus is not working properly, it will not be able to pass on oxygen into the nearby blood vessel. Correct? अगर वो alveolus में oxygen ही नहीं आ रहा, वहां पर proper there is a bacterial invasion and that bacteria is damaging the alveolus, what will happen? That alveolus will stop working properly. So one of the main purposes of alveolus or that alveoli is to exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide. Okay? Take oxygen from give supply oxygen to the blood and take oxygen away from the blood so that it can be exhaled. Now what will happen is, because this is not working, your body is very smart. This blood vessel will detect that this particular alveolus is not able to give me proper oxygen. So what it will do is, यहाँ पर vasoconstriction होता, in this small area, in this small capillary, there will be vasoconstriction. So essentially what will happen is, ऐसा दिखने लगता, ये ऐसे ही रहता, this fellow will constrict. Why is it constricting? यहाँ पर the purpose of constricting this blood vessel is that यहाँ पर blood आया भी तो it is not getting oxygenated. It is basically a waste of time. So what your blood vessels will do is, as it is constricting, it will push whatever blood is present inside to these two blood vessels. So the blood vessels which are nearby, in hopes that those blood vessels will get the blood oxygenated. I repeat once again, once the alveolus is getting damaged because of pneumonia, because of bacteria, whatever the reason be, what will happen is the blood vessel which is close to it, that will undergo vasoconstriction. This will happen because of several mediators of inflammation. I'm not going into the details of it, but essentially the nearby blood vessel which is closer to that damaged alveolus will undergo vasoconstriction. As vasoconstriction increases, यहाँ पर slightly blood pressure भी increase होता, ठीक है? Whatever blood was present inside that blood vessel near the damaged alveolus will get pushed on to other capillaries. So this capillary is thinking that essentially, or your body is thinking that if this capillary is not working, the other capillaries will work. Let me push the blood to other capillaries so that at least there the blood can get perfused. In case of pneumonia, what will happen is, this alveolus is also getting damaged, this alveolus is also getting damaged, one whole lobe is getting damaged, or a big portion is getting damaged. उसका मतलब क्या होता? Several such capillaries are undergoing vasoconstriction, blood pressure will significantly shoot up, pulmonary hypertension occurs, and ventilation perfusion ratio falls significantly. Okay? Ventilation will fall, perfusion will also fall. Even if the ratio comes off to 0.8, in this situation that is bad. because it is basically showing that along with ventilation, oxygen kaisa bhi nahi aa raha. Along with oxygen, blood supply is also not proper to that area, meaning blood is not getting oxygenated properly in that area. That is what happens. So perfusion drops as capillaries constrict. This will happen because to stop blood passage to poorly ventilated alveoli. If that alveoli is poorly ventilated, if it is not ventilated properly, there is no point in sending blood there. So your body is trying to remove wahan se, the blood. Eventually, if it happens to a big area in your lung, let us suppose this it is happening in your right lung, and let us suppose it is happening in this area. ठीक है, इतना पूरा area is getting affected because of it. This will lead to hypoxia. Hypoxia in that area. That area itself will start having damage where oxygen is not present. That hypoxia will eventually cause tachycardia because वहां पर क्या signal जाने लगता, your body near that area will think that okay, so essentially what is happening, यहाँ पर blood नहीं आ रहा, maybe the heart is not doing its function properly, let me increase the what do you call work of the heart. And see, this is the local reaction that is occurring. Vasoconstriction जो है, this is the local reaction. Tachycardia that occurs because of this local reaction is a systemic reaction. Okay, your body वहां पर locally is thinking कि blood कैसा भी oxygenate नहीं हो रहा, let me push it to other blood vessels. If it happens to a big enough area, what will happen is all of that area is not getting perfused properly. If it is not getting perfused properly and blood vessels are getting constricted in that area to a big extent or to a large extent, your heart will start beating properly in hopes that it will be able to perfuse the rest of the region and will be able to perfuse that area as well. Okay, that is a reaction in a way. Along with tachycardia comes tachypnea because your alveoli are not working properly or certain alveoli are not working properly. Your body inadvertently increases respiratory rate. ठीक है, बिकॉज इधर से जितना ऑक्सीजन आना था वो नहीं आ रहा, तो आप बाकी के एरिया से ज्यादा लेने की कोशिश कर दो. Okay, because you are not getting enough amount of oxygen from this damaged area, your body tends to essentially absorb as much oxygen as possible from other areas by increasing the workload of those areas. Hence, tachypnea occurs. That is the result of pneumonia. Okay. Eventually, some complications can occur if you're not treating in time. Organization will occur where the damaged area will become leathery. Pleural effusions can occur. Empyema can occur. Okay, pus will start getting accumulated. Encysted pus, especially. The patient can have lung abscesses. ये पूरा pulmonary pneumonia का final form है, essentially, if you are not treating. Eventually, if not treated, the patient will die because they are not able to breathe. समझ में आया? If I have doubts, if you want me to repeat something, please feel free to ask. No one has a doubt. Everyone understood it completely.
Sir, not understood.
Okay, which part did you understand?
Sir, I'm totally confused. I didn't got anything.
अच्छा ठीक है, कल का समझ में आया था? निमोनिया में स्टेज 4 तक आए थे तो?
Yes, sir.
ओके, तो स्टेज 4 में क्या बोला था मैं? स्टेज 1 में पहले फ्लूइड बिल्डअप हो रहा, उसके बाद आरबीसी आ रहे, तो रेड हेपेटाइजेशन हो रहा. रेड हेपेटाइजेशन के बाद ग्रे हेपेटाइजेशन आता, वेयर those RBCs are dying, essentially leading to gray hepatization, and your body will start reforming. Essentially, it will start resolving the problem on day 8. Okay, once pneumonia has started. During resolution, what happens is eventually, now during pneumonia as such, alveoli are getting damaged. That is very apparent. You already know this. Yesterday I took one example of one alveolus. ये एक alveolus के लिए, and उसमें damage बताए थे. Now, if it is occurring in one whole lobe, meaning a whole lobe of your lung is the alveoli which are present in the whole lobe of that lung is getting damaged. मतलब multiple alveoli are getting damaged. Correct? So let us suppose ऐसे 3 alveoli है which are getting damaged. अब normal scenario में let us suppose pneumonia नहीं है patient को, ठीक है? Just for a moment imagine that the patient does not have pneumonia and यहाँ से ऐसा blood vessels जा रहे हैं, ठीक है? ये ब्लड वेसल्स जो है एल्वियोलाई को परफ्यूज कर रहे हैं. So essentially what is happening is whatever oxygen is being supplied from the alveolus is entering into this blood vessel wherein hemoglobin is literally getting oxygenated, and whatever carbon dioxide is present inside these blood vessels inside the blood is being given back into the alveolus so that it can be exhaled out. यहाँ तक clear है? If your alveoli are working properly, their function is to exchange gas. They will exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide. ठीक है, ऑक्सीजन ब्लड में परफ्यूज कर देते हैं, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकाल देते हैं. आई होप यू आर फॉलोइंग टिल हियर. नाउ if one of such alveoli stop working, this is still not pneumonia, okay? Let's suppose because of whatever reason one alveolus is not working properly, okay? Let us suppose this fellow is not working properly. There will be a local reaction here. A few chemicals will be released, and what will happen is essentially this blood vessel जो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर जो blood vessel है, that fellow will constrict. So essentially what will happen is you will see that this blood vessel is constricting like this. Now why does this constriction happen? This is happening because ये alveoli कैसा भी काम नहीं कर रहा. It is not able to give oxygen or it is not able to take carbon dioxide. So what your body does is essentially this is a local reaction. यहाँ पर ये area में local है. It is only occurring in that particular small area. That is why it is called a local reaction. Your body is thinking that anyway blood is wasting time here. Let me push blood to other blood vessels. यहाँ पर मैं push कर दिया blood को. Even though these blood vessels will have excess blood, but there is a better chance that blood will get perfused from other alveoli. यहाँ से perfused हो सकता, rather than waiting for this alveoli to recover. I'll repeat once again. Let's suppose out of 1, 2, and 3 alveoli, one of them is not working properly. The first alveolus is not working properly. What will happen is because of certain damage, let's suppose that alveolus is not working properly, and as a result, few chemicals are released. Okay, those chemicals will essentially trigger vasoconstriction near the closest blood vessel, okay, which was getting perfused by that alveolus. Vasoconstriction in that blood vessel, that closed blood vessel, will lead to blood pressure increasing and it will lead to blood in that area being squeezed out. तो आप एक let's suppose एक pipe है इसमें से पानी जा रहा. Okay, imagine there's a pipe which has water flowing into it. If you squeeze this pipe, what will happen? The pressure will increase, right? And the area where you are squeezing, the amount of water that it is that is being held inside will decrease definitely. If you are squeezing an area, pressure will increase, area decreases. In fact, total volume of fluid that can pass through will decrease. The same thing will happen here. यहाँ पर जितना भी blood है, all of that will move to the other blood vessels. This is happening so that your body is essentially वहाँ पर it is thinking that it is not getting perfused here anyway. The blood is not getting perfused here. Let me push it to other area so that it can be perfused somewhere else. This is happening because ventilation is not working properly. ये एक single जो आपका alveolus है, उसका ventilation खराब होने की वजह से, so ventilation is essentially the amount of oxygen that it is able to exchange, the total amount of ventilation that it is able to accommodate. Okay, how much amount of oxygen it is able to take in, how much amount of carbon dioxide is that alveolus is able to throw out. Because ventilation is decreasing, perfusion, which is Q, decreases in this area. यहाँ पर V by Q decreases. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है? Q बढ़ जाता. Perfusion आप यहाँ पर बढ़ा दे रहे हैं. Essentially उधर जितना blood जा रहा था उसको push करके कहीं और कर दे रहे हैं. ठीक है. Now the blood in these vessels will increase, and what will happen is it has a chance of getting perfused from here. ठीक है. इसके V से these alveolus will start perfusing that blood. This is what happens normally. अभी समझ में आया? This is what is normal. Now in pneumonia, what happens is a big area of alveoli will die or will get damaged. Meaning it is not just one alveolus which is getting affected. There are several alveolus which are getting, or several alveoli which are getting affected. इसका मतलब ये है NO डैमेज हो रहा है, NO भी डैमेज हो रहा है, NO भी डैमेज हो रहा है. Essentially क्या होता है? एक बड़ा patch of alveoli are getting damaged. Essentially what will happen is there is a big patch where blood is not getting oxygenated altogether. ठीक है, वहां पर हाइपोक्सिया होने लगता है in that particular area. एक छोटा alveolus effect हुआ तो उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता. एक लंग में let's suppose one alveolus is getting affected, Does not big of a problem, that big of a problem. Let us suppose such a big area is getting affected. Okay. All the alveoli in that area is getting damaged and they are not working. Let us suppose that is the condition. What happens is that area will start becoming hypoxic. Because hypoxia is occurring or that area is becoming hypoxic, what will happen is your heart will start pumping even faster in hopes that it can re-establish perfusion here, so that it can restart perfusion here. So tachycardia occurs. And your body will obviously sense that oxygen is not coming from this area. Let me increase the respiratory rate altogether, so that the rest of the cells, यहाँ पर जो normal alveoli है, they are able to compensate for this area. Hence, tachypnea occurs. That is the result of pneumonia. Okay. If not resolved in time, this will spread to the whole of the lung and eventually lead in death. Okay, if pneumonia is not resolved in time. अभी समझ में आया क्या हो रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope the others understood as well. Please feel free to ask doubts. Okay, now this is generally what happens in pneumonia. This is a general outlook overview of what happens in pneumonia. Now there are different types of pneumonia. For you in your syllabus, you have 3 different types of pneumonia. There is lobar pneumonia, there is lobular pneumonia, and there is interstitial pneumonia. ठीक है. Lobar pneumonia जो है, it is mainly caused by Klebsiella, Haemophilus influenza, depending on different parts that are getting affected and part of the lobe that is getting affected, or the whole lobe is getting affected, yeah, maybe 2 lobes of one lung or both the lungs are getting affected. You have different types of pneumonia. ठीक है. Lobar pneumonia में generally एक part of the lobe is getting affected, or sometimes the entire lobe itself is getting affected. Lobular में छोटा area will get affected. Interstitial में only the interstitial cells, meaning other than alveoli, the surrounding cells other than alveoli, they will have pneumonia. वहाँ पर problem होता. Anyway, we'll start with lobar. Lobar pneumonia is caused by Staphylococcus aureus. It is caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae, gram-negative bacteria like H. influenza, Klebsiella, Pseudomonas, Proteus, E. coli can also cause lobar pneumonia. Essentially what will happen is इसमें भी same होता. पहले day 1 day 2 stage congestion होता. Eventually red cells and neutrophils will start entering into that area where red hepatization occurs. Once red hepatization occurs, slowly by day 4 the late consolidation occurs, and fibrin strands will start coming into the area. Gray hepatization occurs, eventually leading to resolution. Resolution will occur by day 8 or day 9. अब यहाँ पर एक चीज क्या है, इफ यू यूज एंटीबायोटिक्स, एंटीबायोटिक थेरेपी, उसको एबीएक्स बोलते हैं. If you use antibiotic therapy, resolution can be speeded up to 3rd day. ठीक है. तो जो whole healing process है, that can be speeded up because you are essentially killing bacteria. ठीक है. If there is bacteria to cause damage, that damage will keep on continuing. If you are able to kill the bacteria before it can cause extensive damage, you will essentially decrease the time it takes for your body to reach a resolution. ठीक है. You will start seeing debris faster. It will start getting absorbed faster, reabsorbed, by ingested by macrophages or just simply coughed out. जो भी हो रहा है वो ज़्यादा faster होने लगता है. So that is essentially lobar pneumonia. Now the main complications that occur, most of the times lobar pneumonia में complications उतने severe नहीं रहते और होते भी नहीं, because the patient straightforward is going to the hospital, getting admitted, they are getting treated and they are coming out. Not a problem. Let us suppose that pneumonia is neglected, it is not treated properly. That is when complications can become severe. Someone can have lung abscesses, emphysema develop हो सकता, pleural effusion develop होता, meningitis हो सकता या endocarditis हो सकता. ठीक है. So दूसरे problems arise होने लगते हैं. Other organ systems will start getting affected when pneumonia is not treated in time, especially lobar pneumonia. Okay. Then we have lobular pneumonia. Lobular pneumonia is also called bronchopneumonia. This is essentially patchy consolidation. It mostly occurs in infancy or sometimes in old age. And the consolidation also, which is occurring, it is multiple lobular. It will affect several lobules. ठीक है. Now यहाँ पर क्या होता है, जो patchy area है, that will undergo red and gray hepatization, and it will affect one or more lobes. Mainly, lobular pneumonia will occur due to Staphylococcus, or it can occur due to Streptococcus, Pneumococcus, Pseudomonas. ये चारों ज्यादा common है. ठीक है. Sometimes even coliform bacteria. ये पूरे can cause lobular pneumonia. Eventually, what will happen is, इसमें similarly progression वैसा ही रहता. It is just that it's occurring in a different area. But again, you will have patchy consolidation that will become granular. Eventually, it will become red, then gray. Then you will see a few histological features. The cells will undergo slight differences compared to lobar pneumonia. यहाँ पर जो है suppurative exudate बनने लगता. ठीक है. There will be a lot of suppurative exudate. बहुत सारा pus जमने लगता. Especially that pus will have a lot of neutrophils in it. Bronchioles will undergo dilation. ठीक है. Bronchiolitis होता है, acute bronchiolitis. All right. Along with bronchiolitis, there is a lot of suppurative exudate. There is thickening of alveolar septa. Alveolar septa will become thickened and it will become harder and harder to breathe. Okay. And less involved alveoli will contain edematous fluid, in the sense that even alveoli which are not getting affected directly, they will also have exudation of edema in that area, meaning they will be functionally redundant. They will start, their function will start getting affected, even though they do not have infection per se. तो यहाँ पर क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? Let's suppose ये एक alveolus है which is undergoing bacterial, which is undergoing lobular pneumonia. ठीक है. एक lobule में यहाँ पर एक alveolus का effect हो रहा. Let me write this. Let us suppose this is the lung. ठीक है. यहाँ पर एक lobule है, यहाँ पर एक alveolus है which is getting affected. Now what happens is, as it is releasing edematous fluid, and as edematous fluid starts building up in this area, that edematous fluid will start going to other areas as well, and will start affecting other lobules. Even if there is no infection there yet, that edematous fluid will start creating complications and will start creating problems in the other areas. The main complication that occurs with lobular pneumonia is bronchiectasis. Bronchiectasis is a condition in which essentially what will happen is your bronchi and bronchiole are stretching beyond a limit. They are stretching to a certain extent where they lose their elasticity. There is abnormal and irreversible bronchi dilation. It can be bronchi dilation, it can be bronchiole dilation. Okay? Especially because of inflammatory problems. The bronchial walls will become very weak and they will dilate quite a lot. That is essentially bronchiectasis. यहाँ पर, because of lobular pneumonia, because of the damage of that bacteria and because of inflammatory condition, certain bronchi and bronchioles will undergo irreversible change, meaning they will never go back to their normal size once they have undergone bronchiectasis. This is a complication of lobular pneumonia. Then finally, we have interstitial pneumonia. Interstitial pneumonia. Interstitial pneumonia is pneumonia which is occurring in the interstitial tissue. So essentially, without any alveolar exudate, it is not involving the alveoli, it is involving the interstitial tissue. Eventually, it can affect the alveoli as well, but it is starting with interstitial tissue, then it is spreading to the rest of the lung. So mainly, आपके इसमें RSV आता, respiratory syncytial virus, or else mycoplasma pneumonia, influenza, para-influenza virus, adenovirus, rhinovirus, ये पूरे interstitial pneumonia cause करते हैं. ठीक है. And eventually what will happen in the cells, your alveolar walls will become thick because of congestion, and there will be edema, quite a lot of edema in that area. Sometimes it can occur in one lung, especially consolidation can occur in one lung, or it can occur in both the lungs. Once it starts spreading, it will occur in both the lungs. And alveolar lumina itself, the lumen which is present inside the alveoli, that also may contain edema sometimes. Edema will start moving out. So it is starting out in interstitial tissue. Interstitial tissue, so it is moving into your this thing, alveolar spaces. Okay. Now, patients with interstitial pneumonia generally recover completely. If the case is very, very severe, that is when the patient will have fibrosis, interstitial fibrosis, where there is irreversible change in the texture of the lung, and ultimately it will lead to permanent damage, meaning permanently what will happen is the patient's lung volumes will start getting affected. That area will not recover ever. That is a complication. Okay? If fibrosis is occurring extensively, that area will lose its elasticity and it will not be able to function properly anymore. So that is about pneumonia, different types of pneumonia that you have, and some of the complications and causes of pneumonia. Okay. I hope you understood it. If you have doubts, please feel free to ask.